Yes, people. Nottingham Forest 2, Man United 2. And that's an annoying one, man. I ain't gonna lie, that is an annoying one to take. Because actually, first half, I thought we were good. I thought we gave as good as we got. We wasn't in any real big trouble. And you could see the confidence from the players. Cunha and Bumo taking the ball great. And Casemiro gets that all-important set-piece goal, right? So at half-time, I'm cool with it. We're in cruise control. Now, Sean Dyche has got into his team at half-time, to be fair to him. And guys, I ain't going to lie to you. Let's call this as it is. A 5-minute madness cost us that win today. 5-minute short circuit. Maybe a little bit longer than 5 minutes. Maybe it was like 8 minutes or maybe even 10. But how I'm just instant reaction to this. Like, there was a 5-minute period whereby they just reverted back to type, our players. You know, couldn't deal with the long balls, you know, not defending properly, slow to react, and all of a sudden we're 2-1 down. You know, and listen, there's two teams playing the game, right? You can't just think it's all about yourselves. Like, yes, Forest played like they had something to prove in that second half. They came out the traps. But we stood of how we was defending in the first half. Delict was coming across. Luke Shaw, I was giving praise. Lenny Yoro, they were defending fine. But all of a sudden, it was like Forest just ripped off like these scars of the past, like these old wounds, you know what I'm saying? And then you're worrying, then you're panicking, and you're thinking, oh, I'll tell you what, don't let this go the way that we think it's going to go. Which, in fairness to us, that's why I'm taking the positives from this. That's why I'm not that mad. And this is why it's been so important to build up these wins in the last few games, so that if you do get a draw in a one-off game, we're still unbeaten. If you do get a draw and you don't win the game, or even if we would have lost today, it would have been a sickener, don't get me wrong, especially the context of how we would have lost if we did. But it's important to have those wins in your back pocket so that not every loss is catastrophic. That I 100% am pleased with. I definitely am pleased with that. And I'm really pleased with the mentality afterwards. Now, don't get me wrong. The way that we got back level was essentially individual brilliance in terms of, you know, Bruno had a great shot that he just kind of daisy cut it and it hit the post. Casemiro couldn't really follow up on the rebound. Mateus Cunha got in the half space, couldn't really get his shot off. Sesko was a little bit wasteful. But Amad's moment is just a moment of brilliance. That's what that is. That's just a moment of sheer quality. And let's have it right. The 10 minutes he was having up to that, he was playing shockingly. He kept giving the ball away. And Ruben did something really interesting today. He didn't change his front three. He kept that team pretty much on the pitch the whole game and made defensive changes. Didn't trust Kobe in this situation. Didn't trust Xerxes. Didn't trust Mount. And he did trust Benjamin Sesko to stay on the pitch. And they were looking a little bit leggy, but it showed me that he wanted that continuity with them players. He wanted to see those guys doing what they're doing. And in the end, and he paid off with Amad as well. And in the end, you know, he takes off Yoro instead of taking off Amad, because I thought it would have been Mazraoui right wing back. He takes off Yoro, and actually Mazraoui was poor when he came on. He nearly cost us the game actually by giving the ball away and turning it over. But Amad's goal was absolutely beautiful. And then, let's be honest, we could have won the game right at the death. Amad nearly won us the game. They cleared it off the line. So there's enough in that. There's enough in that to see character. We're not going to win every game. We're not going to win every game. And I think this is a humbler, or this is that reality of like, when everything's going good and everyone wants to say, shut up and we're back, we've turned a corner, everything's great, everything's rosy, we're in title charge. This is why you also need to calm down, because that gene is kind of still in there a little bit. You know, we're not that team yet. But at the same time, on the flip side, and this is where I put my hands up as well, just because we conceded you know, the second goal to make it 2-1 and it looked like, oh, how are we going to respond to this? I was saying on the match review, I was like, do you know what? We're still in this game and we can get a point out of this. We can get a point out of this. And that has come from the previous work, the belief that they're still in the game. You know, they short-circuited for 5 to 10 minutes. I can't explain that. It was actually hurting my eyes. It was absolutely shocking from them what they did in those 5 to 10 minutes. Now, yes, you big up Forest for coming up, but the first goal, again, we just don't get out quick enough to the cross. We don't get out quick enough to the cross. And Morgan Gibbs White, to be fair to him, it's a great header right in the far corner, but the defending in the lead up to it is just shocking. And the second one is even worse. And it's in such quick succession that it really could have been detrimental to the whole result. But I praise us for stabilising then and staying in the game. Like I said, Bruno goes on to hit the post. Cunha had shots on target. Sesko was wasteful, but we actually could have won it right near the end. Murillo clears it off the line. So I think it's a wake-up call. I'm sad that Frank's runs come to the end. The 5 in a row, let's be honest, that's the small pickings in. We want the 5 in a row. But let's be real, I was saying on the match view, even when we were shit, and I'm not saying we're back yet, but in my bag of, you know, after Grimsby and after City, after Brentford, where I'm just so angry and just going mad at Ruben and stuff, I still didn't expect us to win 5 in a row. I wasn't saying like, he needs to fix this, and if we don't win 5 in a row, that's the only way that I can. That's why even statements like saying, if we get to 5 in a row, then now I'll be Ruben in. I know Owen was saying that. I think he said, he said they'll do a hot chip, sorry. But I just think it's so important now. Like, yeah, I've made my decision, and, you know, saying that stuff about, you know, I don't see it going in the right direction under Amorim. It's looking like I'm getting proved wrong, and I'm buzzing for that. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's still too early to be like, I'm sorry, we're back, and all of this. It's not about any of that. I just think it's about game by game. I'm not getting involved in any of the nuances or any of these battles that are game by game. You know, when we were 2-1 down, that's part of the bit where you're like, see, this is why you can't get carried away. We're still like this. But guess what? Just in the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes, we get back into the game. And then the people that are on the positive side and always have been there can say, see, this is why we believe we could have won that game. Everything's fine, we're telling you. And I just think those conversations aren't necessarily helpful. They're not really healthy. Or to be honest, I don't really care about them. People can have them. But for me, I'm just going to go by what I see. And at the end of this game, we're still unbeaten in the last 4 games, which is a massive positive. We could have won today, probably should have won on a different day. I can't really legislate for us short-circuiting for that 5 to 10 minute period. Like that really looked like the old Man United. You know, the one that was losing against Brentford and capitulating, the one that was capitulating, conceding 3 against City. And again, guys, we're not keeping steady clean sheets. I've got 2-0 against Sunderland, but we're not a team. We're not a clean sheet team. You know what I mean? Look what happened against Liverpool. We let them back in. They could have done it. They could have come back. Look what happened against Brighton. We conceded 2 stupid goals towards the end. We've conceded 2 soft goals today. So there's a long way for this team to go. We're not getting shutouts, guys, against any decent opposition. And Sunderland, I know the last time we checked, they're doing really well in the league, but we're not getting complete shutouts. We're not dominating games left, right, and centre for the entirety of the game. And I don't expect us to. We're still a work in progress. I'm happy to be patient on that and take the positive. So yeah, I'm definitely on the positive side. We could have lost that game on a different day, but you know, the difference makers in terms of having good players playing in the right positions is what Ruben was done. And his decision not to take off AMAD, even though in that 10-15 minute period before he scored he was having a stinker, that decision paid off from Ruben. It did. That decision did pay off. So I don't have any complaints about that. My only complaint is that, like I said, that shit period where they conceded those 2 stupid goals, so avoidable. But the positive is they didn't lose this and they didn't lose this. And in games gone by against City, against Brentford, not too long ago, only a month or 2 ago, we were that team. And that is a positive. Now, we can take that into Spurs. And listen, we might get a draw against Spurs. We owe them one. This is not an easy place to go. And we're conceding goals. Again, we're not getting shoutouts. So would you take a draw against Spurs? Maybe. But we have to believe we can go and win. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm taking the positives out of that. Let me know what you guys are saying as well. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.